You feel at the moment someone gets too close, a sudden tension in your chest, a quiet voice warning you to step back. You've been told you have trust issues. People say you're too guarded. They tell you to just let go, but you can't because you aren't guessing. You aren't imagining things. You are simply remembering every lie you ever believed, every promise that turned into a lesson, every time you gave your heart and received a cold shoulder. You aren't suffering from a flaw. You are operating on data. Your mind isn't trying to sabotage your happiness. It is trying to save your life. It has a ledger of every betrayal you've ever endured, and it refuses to let you forget the price. You've spent years feeling ashamed of your walls, but those walls weren't built to keep people out. They were built to keep you safe, and you're about to see why. You spend an hour analyzing a 3-word text. You search for the hidden meaning, the slight change in tone, the missing emoji. It feels like a puzzle where the prize is just more anxiety. You tell yourself to stop. You try to be the cool partner, the easygoing friend, but your stomach clenches the moment things feel too perfect, because perfect is usually when the other shoe drops. You judge yourself for this. You feel the shame of your own suspicion. You wonder why you can't just be normal, why you have to scan every room for an exit, why you treat kindness like a Trojan horse. It is exhausting. It is a full-time job to maintain this level of vigilance. You are tired of fighting a war that everyone tells you is already over, but the war isn't over in your head, it's just shifted, and you still don't know why. You aren't being paranoid. Psychologists call this hypervigilance. It is a state of sensory sensitivity where your brain constantly scans the environment for signs of threat. In plain English, your mind has become an expert at spotting danger before it happens. This means you never truly relax. Even in safety, you are waiting for the crash. It is like having a military-grade radar system installed in your head that never turns off. It pings every tiny shift in a person's mood. It flags every inconsistency. This isn't a character flaw. It is a sophisticated survival strategy. Your brain isn't broken. It is actually working overtime to ensure you are never blindsided again. It is the most loyal protector you have ever had. It took the pain of your past and turned it into a shield. But a shield that never comes down eventually becomes a prison. And there is a deeper reason why you can't put it down. Here is what no one told you. Your inability to trust isn't a lack of faith in others. It is an act of profound loyalty to yourself. Think about it. For years, you were the only person you could truly rely on. You were the one who picked up the pieces. You were the one who stayed. When you refuse to trust someone new, you aren't just doubting them. You are protecting the version of you that was once devastated. You are promising yourself that you will never let that happen again. It feels like coldness. It feels like a wall, but it is actually a fierce, protective love for your own peace. You have spent your life being your own safest harbor. Now the idea of letting someone in feels like risking the only sanctuary you've ever known. This is the relief you've been seeking. You aren't cold. You are just protective, but this protection comes with a hidden cost. Your brain isn't lying to you, but it is filtering. This is known as confirmation bias. It is the psychological tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information that confirms your existing beliefs. In your case, your belief is that people eventually leave or betray. So your brain ignores the 10 times they were honest and zooms in on the one time they were vague. It is like wearing dark sunglasses in a dim room. You don't see the light, you only see the shadows. You feel the shame of ruining a good thing, but this isn't your fault. It is a logical response to an illogical environment. Your brain learned that the cost of trusting and being wrong is far higher than the cost of doubting and being safe. It is simply doing the math. But this math is based on an old version of your life, knowing this is only the beginning. Theo is a graphic designer who treats every relationship like a crime scene. He spends his days waiting for the evidence of betrayal to appear. He feels a constant humming dread that the people he loves are just acting. Then it happened. His partner forgot a significant anniversary. For Theo, this wasn't a mistake, it was the smoking gun. He braced for the argument, he prepared for the lie, but instead of gaslighting him, his partner simply apologized. They took full ownership. They didn't make excuses, they showed up with a plan to make it right. Theo was stunned. The unexpected outcome broke his pattern. He realized that his evidence was outdated. He had been using a map of an old city to navigate a new one. He saw that safety wasn't the absence of mistakes, but the presence of repair. You can update your map too, you just have to start looking for new evidence. Look at everything you have carried. The suspicion, the walls, the endless scanning. You have spent years calling this a weakness. You called it trust issues. But let's call it what it actually is. It is evidence of your intelligence. It is proof that you learned how to survive in a world that didn't know how to protect you. You didn't fail at trusting, you succeeded at surviving. The very thing you hate about yourself is the thing that kept you alive. It is a testament to your loyalty to your own soul, but you are not in that survival mode anymore. You have paid the price in full. You have earned the right to be soft. You have earned the right to be surprised by kindness. You aren't fixing a broken part of yourself. You are simply acknowledging that the war is over. You are allowed to come home now. This isn't about willpower. It's about re-educating a system that learned the wrong lesson. First, start an evidence journal. Write down every time someone did what they said they would. This forces your brain to register the safe data it usually ignores. It rewires your perception. Second, practice micro-trust. Trust someone with something small, a secret, a coffee. Your nervous system learns that safety is possible in small doses. Third, use somatic grounding. When you feel the dread, place your hand on your chest. Breathe. Tell your body, I am safe in this moment. This signals your amygdala to stand down. You are not disciplining a failing self. You are teaching your nervous system that the environment has changed. You are expanding your window of tolerance. You are not losing your guard. You are simply upgrading it to a system that knows the difference between a threat and a memory. You've spent a long time believing you were the problem. Today, you learned that you were actually the solution. You were the one who kept yourself safe when no one else would. If this perspective shifted something inside you, hit subscribe. Join a community that understands the real mechanisms of human behavior, not just the surface-level symptoms. We don't do generic advice here. We do psychological truth. Next week, I will show you the mechanism of rejection sensitivity. I will explain why some of us feel a physical pain when we sense a shift in someone's energy and how to stop the spiral. Until then, take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. You don't have to scan the horizon for a while. You are seen, you are understood, and for the first time in a long time, you can actually let go. You are safe now.